Hello everybody. Okay, as you can see here, I'm wearing a Star Trek The Motion Picture t-shirt, otherwise known as the most underrated movie in the world. Now behind me is a place called Mango. Now that Mango once used to be the Cherry Hill Mall Cinema. It was a one screen, then it was a two screen. It closed in 1987. Now back in the day in 1979, December 8th to be specific, my parents and we saw Star Trek The Motion Picture right back there when it was a theater. Now you may think that's crazy. He wore a Star Trek The Motion Picture shirt to the Cherry Hill Mall to make this video. Actually, this wasn't planned. I was originally planning on going to the Deptford Mall today, but I decided to let the fickle finger of fate step in, and the Cherry Hill Mall bus showed up first. And either way, I can get a cheesesteak at either one, so it's a win-win situation. But that used to be the Cherry Hill Mall Cinema, so that's where I saw Star Trek The Motion Picture. So you probably know the song if you know the movie well. Now, while we're talking about Star Trek The Motion Picture, last Sunday I went to a Phillies and Blue Jays game, and I happened to be wearing this shirt, and the guy was he said something about it on the Broad Street subway, and I said, yeah, it's my favorite Star Trek movie. I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's the most underrated movie of all time. And he goes, I like Star Trek 2. I thought, yeah, everybody. I mean, Star Trek 2, for what it is a good movie. But I find it's kind of overrated, gets its ass kissed a lot, gets its dick sucked a lot. It's not a bad movie. Of the classic 6 Star Trek movies, I like all of them except for 5. That whole bit going off looking for God, that was, that one's, pfft. But anyway, but here is my Star Trek The Motion Picture t-shirt. I got this on eBay. I don't think it's licensed. I don't know. If they start licensing them and selling them in the mall somewhere, I go buy them in the mall. But for the time being, you know, I go where I gotta go. And whoever did this shirt did a really good job on it. If you ask me, and you haven't. But even if you haven't, I'm gonna tell you anyway. So anyway, behind me there is the Mango clothing store, which once used to be the Cherry Hill Mall Cinema until 1987, and where in 1979 I went and saw Star Trek The Motion Picture, which I consider to be the most underrated movie in the history of cinema. Other movies I consider underrated are Batman Returns and Popeye, to name a few. Blowout too, but that seems to be getting some props as time goes on. I've always loved that movie. So if you get a chance, check out Star Trek The Motion Picture, Batman Returns, Blowout, and Popeye. I highly recommend all those movies. Battle Beyond the Stars also. I could go on about that all damn day, but I got other shit to do. So anyway, thanks for watching, all my fellow Star Trek fans, non-Star Trek fans, random people who happen to see this. I guess the fickle finger of fate delivered you right to this video. Here's the shirt again.